think it's good.
Go ahead, pick it up.
Good. Where's Pat Hunt? We can't even start when Pat gets here. Maybe I'll just turn the camera on. Have you done turned this on, Tammy?
It's on.
Is everything we're talking being picked up now?
I don't know,
Yes.
I'm making sure.
Yes.
I'm gonna assume if that blue light's on, from what I've watched these last few meetings, I'm gonna assume it's on.
When that's on,
Yeah,
and that red
just
light's off,
picking up.
Adam, we can see if it's live on yours.
You don't have to use straight edge.
I didn't ask for your opinion either.
He's over here drawing like a whole straight edge. I mean, it's just all that.
Is that when we choose up sides, which side?
I'm picking Tracy Blair first. I'll just go ahead and tell you, if I got first pick, Tracy's on my team.
I wanna be on her team, so.
She's on everybody's
I think she'd choose right here.
Last one pick will be Buddy. Nobody want Buddy.
Like Bruce says, I'll come quarterback. Quarterback.
We're just not right.
There wasn't nobody else that could throw it.
It's live.
It is working, you can see it.
It's Buddy. But what do you call it?
I'm on station.
Okay.
So I have
Do what?
vacation club. 10,800 points for vacation club a year. Each point is 23 hotel points. So the conversion is.
I'm trying. I don't know what you want me, I don't know what we're
Never
on.
run out of hotel points. Pretty good.
I'm good at that.
I'm trying to. The best help I can get is just vote yes on all the budget parts and we're done real quick. That would make it real simple. If you and Tinker kind of.
Well, no, wait a minute, you switched the subject now.
Which subject are we on now? Which subject are we on now?
The other one.
Tinker? How many we got, Tam?
One,
Chairman of the Northeast School Board. Who is it?
or maybe.
Coleman? Yeah. That's the chairman of the school board.
To see where we need to start, so you get your credit score and your different information. Your hair. Now, Jill likes longer hair. So I'm actually eating food instead of pretending, yeah, instead of eating
What down Presley?
1,200 calories a day, I'm back up to about 3,000.
I like thinking about
Snack.
implements around here.
It is really good.
Mike Campbell's got the lowest tax rate in the state of Tennessee, that's what he's here for. People didn't know if Mike Campbell's responsible for that.
I've had it cut twice.
Does that help?
There's a layer still in it, so that's what I like. Otherwise, it's just blasters in one face.
You still got a minute.
Yeah, you and I share that.
Yeah, it's just-
That's right.
okay, I'm gonna call the Loudon County Commission Budget Approval Meeting to order for Tuesday, July 6, 2021. First item on the agenda is general public comments on the 2022 budget. Matthew Coleman, step to the podium and tell us what's on your mind.
She's here.
Thank you, Commissioners, and good evening. Some of you I know, some of you I don't. The ones I don't, let me introduce myself. I currently serve as the chairman of the Loudon City Board of Education. And as that role, I certainly appreciate what you all do serving our community. And thank you for that service to our community. I truly appreciate that. I also appreciate what this time of year brings and the angst it brings with budget discussions and the hard decisions that have to be made. So I appreciate that as well, what you have to go through for that. What I'd like to specifically speak about is the active facilities tax and the cutting of funding for North Sea school systems. It's my understanding that years ago when the county commission voted in the active facilities tax, it was to support a growing district, a growing county, and support the school systems in that county. And so You may or not be aware, Lenore City School Districts is one of the 9 districts across the state that actually had increased enrollment this last year. I really think if it hadn't been for COVID, we would have saw even higher numbers. So, and I'm sure if you've driven around Lenore City, you see all the housing going up. It is my understanding that between 800 and 1,000 new homes will be built in 2 years in Lenore City. So, excuse me. So I expect our enrollment to continue to rise. And at this time, instead of decreasing and cutting funding for a growing school and growing district, now's the time that we should be supporting that district, supporting those kids in that community. Those children are going to be the ones in my seat and your seat 20, 30 years from now. And I just don't think that cutting funding for a growing district right now is the right thing to do. And I would ask you to consider that. At this time, we'll take any questions.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Since nobody else signed on the sheet, Tammy, call the roll.
Brewster,
Brewster.
here. Mears,
Here.
Hurley, present. Tinker,
Here.
Satterfield,
Here.
Whitfield,
Here.
Cullen,
Here.
Duff,
Here.
Shaver,
Here.
Waller.
Present.
All right, at this time, this is one of the 2 meetings I get to turn the meeting over to Tracy Blair. Take us through A, B, and C.
Mr. Chairman, prior to Ms. Blair starting, I'd like to say this. The Budget Committee, and I want to thank the Mayor and Budget Committee, I've calculated and roughly we've put about 140 plus hours into the budget this year. We try to take it very serious, looking at the needs now, economic factors and other things. This has not been an easy process, but we're trying to do what we can do. And once again, I want to say thank you to the Mayor and the Budget Committee, because we didn't always agree, but we worked what we felt was going to be the best for Loudon County as a whole. And that does include Lenore City and Loudon. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Mears. Tracy?
Thank you, sir. The 3 items on the agenda this evening are related to the budget and the tax rate for the fiscal year 21-22. Commissioners have received a copy of the recommended budget detailed notebook, as well as all 3 resolutions that will be considered this evening. There are a few things that have happened subsequent to the distribution of the notebooks that have an effect on the 2022 budget. There was a wage adjustment by the state and for state employees that have an effect on local officials. And that was done after the notebooks were prepared. There has been one approval by County Commission, the EAP, recommendation by the Budget Committee. There was also some information that was incomplete that I just did not have when the notebooks were originally put together. So to capture all of this and to ensure that the documents that you have are up to date, you've received revised copies of the 3 resolutions, as well as the statement of proposed operations by fund. The Budget Committee met after the public hearing, which was a week ago, and the resolutions that you have before you are the Budget Committee's recommendation. The statement of proposed operations by fund is a summary of the entire proposal. It summarizes the estimated beginning fund balances, the estimated revenue and expense budgets for next year, ending fund balances. It even includes the tax rate, what is proposed as the tax rate. Now, Commission approved some amendments last Monday night in the 2021 budget that have an effect on the ending fund balance for 2021. Which of course that is the beginning fund balance for 21-22. And so because of that, an updated statement of proposed operations by fund was distributed to you this evening. The only change, though, is the estimated beginning fund balances because of amendments that were approved last year. There were 4 or 5, and almost all of them were increases, so it really makes what you're doing this evening just a little bit better. As we proceed this evening, you might choose to use the statement of proposed operations by fund, or of course you can follow along in the resolutions. Now, the county legislative body has the authority to approve appropriations for all the county budgets. However, it's limited in two funds, that's Highway Department Fund 131, as well as General Purpose School Fund 141. Commission's responsibility in these funds is limited to the provision of local revenues. There are minimum requirements in these local revenues. You've heard of maintenance of effort, and the proposed budgets meet those minimum requirements. Now, while there's a minimum, Commission has the authority to exceed those minimums. Just keep in mind that if that's done, then the minimum maintenance of effort is increased in future years. So during a consideration of the appropriations resolution, the Commission can approve any appropriation in any fund with the exception of Fund 141 and 31. So the first item on the agenda is the appropriations resolution. It's consideration of making appropriations for the various funds, departments, institutions, offices, and agencies of Loudon County, Tennessee for the year beginning July 1st, 2021 and ending June 30th, 2022.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion, we approve the appropriations resolution. as
Second on the
presented.
motion.
We got a motion by Commissioner Shaver, seconded by Commissioner Mears to approve the appropriations resolution. Any further discussion?
Chairman, I'd like to offer an amendment to that.
Go ahead.
I thought Chairman Coleman said it very well. Lenore City Schools is growing. We are seeing a lot of development in that area. And I know that the schools are very crowded to begin with, and that some plans will have to be put in place for facilities over the upcoming years. And I would not like to see the 50% whittled down to 5% over the next 4 years. So I would like to offer an amendment to remove section 15 from the appropriations budget that deals with the lowering of the adequate facilities tax for Lenore City Schools.
Second that motion for amendment.
Okay. We'll do the amendment first. We got a motion and a second by Commissioner Tinker, seconded by Commissioner Hurley. Any further discussion?
On this amendment or another amendment?
On this one.
This one only.
Thank you.
Okay, any further discussion? Call the roll.
Mears,
Nay.
Hurley,
Aye.
Tinker,
Aye.
Satterfield,
No.
Whitfield,
No.
Cohen,
No.
Duff,
Aye.
Shaver,
No.
Waller,
No.
Brewster.
No.
7-3.
That motion fails 7-3.
Mr. Chairman, I need to offer an amendment to this same section that Mr. Tinker was just talking to. During our budget process, when the 2.5% ideal came up, we didn't probably make it clear with Tracy where that 2.5% additional $4,000 or $5,000 would go. And the amendment is that section 5 would to include that money would go to the Loudon County Board of Education Capital Projects Fund. I'll put that in the form of a motion.
And that amount would be $4,600 this year.
Right.
As it stands this minute, that's correct.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Shaver. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
We got a second by Commissioner Brewster. Any further discussion?
I have one question, if
Go
that's
ahead.
okay. I just want to make sure that I've got the amendment correct. It's an amendment to section 15.
That's correct.
Related to the AFT, and it is that increased revenue would be receipted to Education Capital Projects Fund 177.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Tammy, call the roll.
Hurley,
Nay.
Tinker,
No.
Satterfield,
Yes.
Whitfield,
Yes.
Cohen,
Yes.
Duff,
No.
Shaver,
Yes.
Waller,
Aye.
Brewster,
Aye.
Mears.
Aye.
Okay,
7-3.
what was it?
7-3.
Okay, that motion carries 7-3. Now we'll go back and do the main one.
I'd like to, make, an amendment, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to, make amendment, that you add, the Ron Loco to this amendment with, a donation of $2,500.
Okay, so your motion is to add $2,500 to Run Loco.
Yes.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that amendment.
This is the wrong section, is it not?
No, we're in the appropriations.
That's right.
Oh, my bad. That's the wrong copy.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Motion by Commissioner Duff, seconded by Commissioner Hurley. Okay, call the roll if there's no further discussion. Any discussion? Go ahead, Tammy.
Tinker,
Yes.
Satterfield,
No.
Whitfield,
No.
Cullen,
No.
Duff,
Yes.
Shaver,
No.
Waller,
No.
Brewster. No. Mears,
No.
Hurley. Aye.
Okay.
7.
That motion fails 7-3. Okay. Any other before I turn it to the main section A, which is the appropriations? The amendments didn't fly, so it'll be for as the budget is written.
No. He had an amendment that passed.
There was one.
You've got the change of where the money's
One
going,
change, right.
4,600.
as
Got it.
amended.
All right. Any further discussion? Tammy, call the roll for Tracy.
This is the vote on the overall budget,
That's the overall budget
as amended.
as amended.
Satterfield,
Aye.
Whitfield,
Aye.
Cullen,
Aye.
Duff,
No.
Shaver,
Yes.
Waller.
Aye.
Brewster. Aye. Mears,
Aye.
Hurley. No. Tinker.
No.
7-3.
7-3. That motion passes. Tracy, B.
Thank you, sir. Consideration of recommendation to approve a resolution fixing the tax levy in Loudon County for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2021. The tax levy resolution, as you see, includes two columns with two different tax rates. The outside rate is on taxable property outside the city limits of Glenroe City. The inside rate is on taxable property inside city limits of Glenroe City. The inside rate is less because the residents living inside the city limits of Glenroe City do not pay the property tax that is assigned to education debt service. This year's reappraisal year, we have a new total certified tax rate of 1.5183. The Budget Committee recommends adoption of that total rate, which is the outside rate. And the proposed inside rate is 1.3388. If the proposal is adopted, the distribution of property tax pennies will be as follows. The County General Fund, 0.5349. Public Libraries, 0.0140. The Highway Fund, 0.0250. General Purpose School, 0.7027. General Debt Service, 0.0493. Highway Capital Projects, 0.0129. And Education Debt Service, 0.1795, for a total rate of 1.5183. That is the Budget Committee's recommendation.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion, we approve the recommended resolution fixing the tax levy in Loudon County for fiscal year July 1, 2021.
Second on the motion.
We got a motion by Commissioner Shaver, seconded by Commissioner Mears. Is there any further discussion on the tax levy? Okay, Tammy, call the roll.
Whitfield,
Yes.
Cullen,
Yes.
Duff,
No.
Shaver,
Yes.
Waller.
Aye.
Brewster. Aye. Mears,
Aye.
Hurley. Aye. Tinker,
Aye.
Satterfield.
Aye. It passes 9-1.
And the final resolution is contributions to nonprofit organization. This resolution lists the recommendations for appropriations to these organizations. The total is $1,195,145. The Budget Committee recommends approval.
I make a motion, we accept them for the recommendation.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Satterfield. Do we have a second?
Second.
We got a second by Commissioner Shaver. Any further discussion? Okay, Tammy, call the roll.
Cullen,
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
Shaver,
Yes.
Waller.
Aye.
Brewster. Aye. Mears.
Aye.
Hurley. Aye. Tinker.
Aye.
Satterfield.
Aye.
Whitfield.
Okay, that motion passes 10-0.
Thank you, sir. That's all I have.
Okay,
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, this meeting's adjourned, the budget's adopted.
Now, that revolves Russia.